Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? You are watching On the Town with Tanya. Mm, let's see. Hey, what's up, everybody? You are watching On the Town with Tanya. I can't even say my name. On the Town with Tanya. I'm your host, and yes, I don't do gossip, but I do gossip that heals. And there's a reason why I'm particularly interested in this Free Wendy campaign. One, because I'm a woman. Two, because I know what it's like to be under a reign of someone that's not beneficial to you in any way. And three, it's just not fair what's going on. So I'm not sure what I'm allowed to play of this clip that I saw on Hot 97, another station. I read some articles in the paper about it, and I heard her interview twice. I've heard her personal interview with them, and I thought that it was very telling. Now today, I mean, maybe I could play you a piece of this other interview, and then you can see what I'm going to go into, because it's just crazy to me. I can't believe that if a person has dementia, that some total stranger is allowed to take over your estate and not have, and your family can't have no say, and they can put you anywhere they choose to and never let you see anybody. And there's a key, you're locked in a room. Like, doesn't, I understand if you have dementia to a high degree, I understand why you'd be locked in. I can get that. But I can't understand, and I never knew that someone with dementia is allowed to just be whisked away, never to be heard from again, and you have to get clearance and permission to see this person, to go here and do that, but yet they let her cross the street by herself. So there's some discrepancies going on. But I'm all at the Free Wendy. And, even though, I tried to get an internship and couldn't get one, so I ended up at the Montel Williams show or wherever instead, which was just as fine, no complaints. But I love Wendy. She's done a lot for women, for young girls, especially young girls out here being knucklehead. And Miss Wendy will tell you, right, don't be having no kids until you get married. Don't do this until you do, something about her. It's just special. So that's why I'm on this. And I really just felt bad when I saw the interview and I heard her talking and crying like it was a woman's real plea for, like, can you guys help me? Even if it is early stage dementia, I'm not saying that's not a thing. It could be even if they want to say claim alcoholism, whatever they want to claim. A human being still has a right to decide. Their family has a right to decide what health care that person will receive and where it will receive from. No one knows where she's at. Well, now one person does, but no one knew where she was at, when she was going, visiting hours, there is none. Only certain people can come in, and they were trying to give her meds and all this other stuff. I get that if it was approved by the family, but it's not. So that's my problem. So I'm going to play this. Hopefully YouTube won't cite me. If they do, it is not my footage. It's clear and evident because their names will be on there. You'll see. But I just wanted you to see this piece because then I can chime in on what I think is the real issue. And we're talking about dementia, which is a very serious issue. If you have family with dementia, would you want someone just to come in and move your family and you not know where they are? So just listen in and tell me what you think.
Is Roberta Kaplan. She spoke to TMZ and she said that people should not be fooled by Wendy Williams and how good Wendy Williams sounded when she called into our show yesterday, because Wendy Williams does still have dementia. And with dementia, you have some good days and you have some bad days. So because she had a good day yesterday when she did that interview, basically she's saying don't judge her her state right now based off of that. Now in the story, Roberta is listed as Wendy Williams' attorney, but I did want to clarify that she is the attorney that is assigned to the case with A&E. So Wendy Williams, conservator, is in a legal dispute with A&E over the Wendy Williams doc, and Roberta Kaplan is the attorney for that situation specifically. And she's basically also making it clear that at the time that Wendy Williams was put into the conservatorship, it was based off of like a health evaluation. And based off of that health evaluation, she says that a judge deemed that Wendy couldn't make her own decisions. And because of this is something that Wendy will need care for the rest of her life, they felt like what Wendy is going through right now is what was best for her. So she wanted to remind people of that.
I just want to reiterate what you said, Lauren. Roberta Kaplan isn't Wendy's lawyer. She's only representing Wendy in her lawsuit against A&E for producing the documentary Where's Wendy Williams.
Correct.
And that lawyer was hired by her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey.
Yes, and I guess like if you're being technical, it's like if you're hired by the conservator who represents Wendy now at this point, you could argue, yes, I'm Wendy's attorney, but
she's on allegedly on Sabrina's side.
I think
right?
the way that it's being reported is unfair to the situation, because it's being reported as if this is her like everyday attorney who would know her enough to speak for her outside of just the health
So
evaluation.
this is not Wendy's everyday attorney. This is only
Not
attorney
from what
that
I am
Sabrina
reading,
got
and
for A&E allegedly, right?
100%,
Okay.
not from everything that I am understanding.
And also think about that, right? The A&E lawsuit that Sabrina Morrissey filed, Sabrina is claiming that Wendy was not and is not capable for consenting to the terms of the documentary contract, and no one acting in Williams' best interest would allow her to be portrayed in the demeaning manner in which she is portrayed in the trailer for the documentary. So it would behoove the attorney, Roberta Kaplan, to say Wendy has dementia.
That Wendy's not. But in the same turn, if you're supposed to be watching over her,
Exactly,
and you're saying that they did her dirty or that she wasn't in the right state of mind to do that contract.
Sabrina, you were the guardian when all of that happened.
Sabrina was the guardian when that happened,
since
right?
2022. Yeah,
so wouldn't Sabrina be in fault? Like she wouldn't be doing her job
Sabrina Morrissey,
if she was the one that was in control of Wendy at that time?
Yeah, she must be one of those people who don't have Wendy's best interest, because like we just said, you've been her guardian since 2022. So why would you allow her to sign the document if you didn't think she was capable of consenting to the terms?
See, so now that you got the gist of it, sorry guys, Charlemagne, you guys, I had to use that clip because I just had the setup for what I want to talk about, which was the dementia piece, saying that she's not capable of taking care of herself. Well, here's the thing. If there's a lawyer out there, please let me know. But I thought that your family is supposed to make those decisions. That's what I thought. Like they're supposed to say, no, I want her here. I want her placed in this place. I don't want her on these meds. I don't mind if you take these meds. I thought that there was a clearance. If there's family, if there's no family, that's different. But I thought if there's a family, that they get first rights. She has a son that loves her very much, a niece who really loves her just as much. Her dad's still alive. And something's wrong with this picture. I don't know what, but I'm on the free Wendy train, because it's just the fact that someone could actually take over your whole life, take your money. They're just going to rob her blind, take all her money, milk every last cow of her money that they can. And that's what it seems like to me. It seems like a cow milking for me. They're going to milk her money until she's broke. And then she's going to get so depressed that she'll probably be like, I don't care anymore. And then further go downhill because of the lack of care and the lack of love that's going on. They don't let people see her. What is this? What are you kidding me? While she has a memory and she can remember her son and her kid, her niece, why aren't they allowed to come see her every day? I'm confused. I don't get that. Because then you can really check on her health and see how good or whatever it is. Because now we're seeing her daily and you can see the decline or the increase. You can see either one. But it appears to me that they don't want to see that. And there's other things that she can do for dementia aside from medication, in my opinion. And even if there aren't to them, she should be able to, her family should have the choice of what we want our mother to go through. This Sabrina Morrissey woman, I'm sorry, but shady to the highest degree. Have you guys seen her face? She got them, I call them eyes them deadpan eyes, I'll call it. Jeffrey Dahmer. Anyway, I don't think it's correct. Roberta Kaplan, sounds like everybody's in bed together to get that money, and it's that residual money. That's what everybody always wants with the recording artists. Anybody who's got longevity masters and stuff like that, they always want that. That's because that's their long-term money. For even when you're gone, that will be playing the repeats. I suggest anybody, if that happens, do not watch any repeats unless her son or her niece co-sign on it. That's what I would say. Then they don't make any money. Because I don't buy Prince's music either unless I know it's from Prince estate. And even though now his sister's passed, I don't even buy anything because don't trust it. Same thing with Michael Jackson. So anyway, sorry my artist today wasn't able to show up. Kel Domo. He's a great artist, Tanzanian American artist, brilliant artist, very brilliant. He's going to be amazing. So I'm sorry he wasn't able to come last minute. So that's why I switched on you guys. And again, it's not gossip. It's gossip that heals, baby, because it's all about the healing. And I really think dementia is something that's taking a hold of a lot of people. For all my friends out there, doing extra stuff, you got to really think about that. I mean, Wendy, she's, She used to say, you know, she'd do the Botox in her armpits and stuff. I was like, girl, you're killing, those are your glands. You need, those are like the major parts of your body, under your armpits, your groin area. Here, these are all, where's that? Here, these are, and right here, these are the most important parts to your body. They get the fluids in and out and moving and circulating. If they get clogged up, you got problems, you know? So, I mean, I don't know. All I'm saying is, just ladies, you know, if you can slow down on a lot of things, I think, you know, it would help. As far as dementia, all families should have a right to decide where their family member is going, who is allowed to see them and not. Now, I know there's situations going on behind the scene. There's some powers that be, if you know what I'm talking. Same people that got her fired could possibly be trying to. This sounds like this is their gig to me. That's what it sounds like. I could be wrong. And with that being said, why isn't anybody paying attention to that? Like, I understand, like, she's being safe for herself, locked away for herself, but that doesn't make, hey, I guess, how are you? That doesn't make sense to me, you know, that she's locked away. Can't, I mean, you know, the woman's crying. And I understand if she does have dementia, maybe she's getting sentimental, who knows? But she has a right to see her family. It doesn't make sense. And I don't know what judge and what law guardian would say, yeah, you have to make an appointment to see her. What? No, I roll up on my mama. If my mom's in the hospital, you better believe I'm rolling up on her anytime I feel like it. And there's nothing they can do about it. And when my mom had a stroke, that's how I got down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, it's not, how do you hide somebody? How do you do that? I mean, I understand she's a celebrity. And in a way, it could be good if she wasn't being offered these pills. I'm worried about the pills. Kanye said, do not take the pills. So with that being said, Wendy's smart. She ain't taking the pills. I would not take the pills, because the pills is how they get you to further decline, quick and rapid, if you know what I mean. So I'm glad she's smart. I hope she's smart, and I hope her family stays on them. Personally, if it was me, I'd have somebody around the clock sitting outside that facility. That's just me, because I'm like, nope, I'm not trying to hear nothing you got to say. And I don't know why there's not a lawyer out there in this world that won't say, you know what, let's do the right thing. Let me go and take this case, you know, pro bono, whatever you had to do. And let me go at least get the guardianship correct. Because why is this woman, who is this woman guarding her? Morrissey, who is she? I mean, I've seen her face before, actually. Take that back. I have seen her face before, and I'm trying to pinpoint where, but I've seen her before. She's probably one that the elite assassins, I call, send out to get the job done, if you know what I mean. Get that estate before they croak. That's what they do. And so it's really sad that is happening right in front of our eyes and nobody cares. So free Wendy, go to the petitionchange.org, sign it, you know, hashtag it, Wendy, free Wendy Williams, if you can. Just do what you can, just because it could be you tomorrow. If she can do it, and she's a celebrity and have money, imagine what a little old me they could do to me. You know what I'm saying? Well, my daughters wouldn't be having it, but I'm just saying, you know, if I'm missing, you better believe the CIA, FBO, PBCO, CCD, everybody's getting called out. It could be midnight, they're getting called out. So I'm just saying. But I don't understand how this could happen. I really don't. And it scares me as an American citizen that someone could just say the conservatorship is a crazy thing. Britney Spears is another one. She had to go through hell to get her life back. Like, who does? I bet you she had to sign over all her royalty, blah, 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 just to get out of that. Could you imagine? Even though, Brittany, we got you. If you write a book on your own, you do anything on your own, we got you. We just want to make sure it's on your own and they don't get a cut of it. If they get a cut, I ain't buying nothing. But I'm just telling you and Justin Bieber, I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We love people that just get caught up by accident in these crazy schemes that's going on. So anyway, where is Wendy? Dementia. If you got family member with dementia, please make sure you know where they're going, because sometimes you get nurses who are angry, so they can't deal with, you know, someone being aggressive that has dementia. So they'll do something like, you know, maybe they'll give them more medication and they don't really need it. It was just they're frustrated and couldn't say what they want to say. So you have to be very mindful of that. And that's why I'm thinking of Wendy. Like the lawyer was like, oh, well, just because you saw her in a good day doesn't mean she's always that way. What? Well, first of all, if she's like that all the time, then why don't you give her phone? I'm confused. Because even if someone said, oh, I'm going to come and get you now, they can't. So what's the point of not giving her phone is what I don't understand. She doesn't even know where she's at, so she can't even give them an address. So that's should be illegal, I think, because now monsters can get me. People could be abusing me and nobody will know. Like you'll never know. You'll never know what's happening. That is wrong. That is very wrong. Something's wrong with our system if that can go down in 2025 with the celebrity. Geez, I mean, really, if a lawyer's out there and can step up, I think you should, investigators, somebody, I don't know who, somebody out there go out and help free poor Wendy, because this is a darn shame. And I'm only thinking, like I said before, I'm a woman and it could happen to any of us at any given time if it can happen to her. So I don't know who this Roberta Kaplan is, A&E, because that document seemed to me like they wanted to make her look really bad. Even though I know better. But it was all look set up. And then the people they used to be like, yeah, I love Whitney and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, please, you love her that much? Really? Well, let's see about this. We'll see how much love this is versus setup, because a lot of people are used for the setup in this Hollywood dynamics, I'll call it, So anyway, Serena Morrissey, shame on you. You should give her family the right to do it. Actually, you shouldn't even be on it because they don't want you on it. So I don't know how you got on it. Who assigned her? Anybody know that answer? Who assigned her? That's what I'd like to know. Wendy didn't assign her before things go bad. Like, don't you make a will and say, well, if anything goes wrong, I want so-and-so to handle such and such, right? For me, it would be my daughters. I don't care how much money I have. I don't care how much money I don't have. My daughters are handling it all. That's it. Okay. Nobody else. I don't want nobody else. No, nobody else. My daughters. Because I know they'll ride or die for me. You know what I'm saying? And they know me so well that they know what decisions to make if I can't make a decision for myself. So anyway, Kevin Hunter, wherever you at, you got to get some lawyers together, man. Bro, get some lawyers, bro. You and Alex, I think your cousin's name, get together and get a lawyer, man. Get an attorney. Tell them you do it pro bono, because if they can get her out, then they can get the money to get for them for their bill or whatever. But somebody should help this woman, because it's like right in front of our eyes. It happens all the time. Like, even with Jay-Z trying to drop the charges, our charges, because the girl didn't want to identify herself. Well, first of all, she was a minor, so why would she when it happened? Why would she identify herself? Duh. Secondly, as many people has been off in the presence of thee, why would I tell who I am? Say it again. Why? Right. I didn't think so. So anyway, I don't know who did what, when, where. I just know this is very shady. It's very sexist. It's giving me this all the way around okay. And maybe not to y'all, but to me it is, because and I know it happened to Brittany, so that's true. But she's a girl. See, they can do that to girls. Because I still don't see. Let me think. Have any men? No, I don't know any men. Usually the men, they died of suicide. That's usually how they go. That's the weird, or OD. That's usually how they go. So that doesn't happen. But when they're given a hard time, that's what they say. They're crazy. I'm like, crazy? She's not crazy. There's nothing crazy about her. From what I heard her speak yesterday, she did not sound off her rocker. She did not sound even like she was in the early stages of dementia. I've worked with dementia patients. She may be, but I didn't get that. I'm not saying I don't know the full details, so I'm not saying she doesn't need to be guarded or whatever. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying she should have her family make the choice. That's what I'm saying. And every American person, any human being anywhere, I don't care where you are, should have the right to say, I want my mother in XYZ facility, okay? And we will be visiting her for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, yes, because I'm not much of a pain. And that should be any family right. I should be able to have the right to say, no, I'm going to bring my mama home and she's going to pass here and we're going to just go deal with it the way we do. One of my friends did that. And you know what? Her grandmother lived way longer, because when she came on the scene, she started feeding her grandma different, changed everything. And the grandma actually started responding. So I believe also that, people have their different modalities of way to do things. Who cares? It's your family. You should be able to do what you want with them. Wendy's family should be able to say, yes, Wendy needs to be here. Or no, we don't like her being in this place. Can we switch to a place? Matter of fact, being that who got her canned from when she was at Hot 97, I'd be the one. I have to pick everything. I got to choose every doctor. I get to know who you are, where you from, where you at, and see if you connected to these people in any shape or form, because I already know what time it is. I don't understand why nobody gets that. But anyway, I'm going to be praying for Wendy, praying that all people who have dementia, if that's alleged, that's alleged. I don't believe she has maybe dementia as much as what do I call it? I will call it what would be okay. So some people, if you do alcohol or even if you do drugs, sometimes you get what I would call it maybe dementia brain. I'll call it that, something that's just my makeup term. So that means you might be not functioning correctly, making good decisions because your brain's still, waggly woogly until you get it together. So until you're completely sober, it takes a while to get your screw-ins back, and sometimes people don't get it back. So I call that not dementia, like they forget things. Well, yeah, they do forget things. I've seen people on certain drugs who, when they're in recovery and they've done massive amount of drugs, their brain is not the same. And I've seen people who actually have mush brain. That's another story. But so maybe she has some after effect from something. That's a possibility. But it does not allow, it should not allow some woman, hashtag, what's her name? Sabrina Morrissey or Roberta Kaplan, to decide her fate on money, on legal. I mean, the woman took her 2 cats that she loved and sold them. She didn't even say to the family, listen, we got the cats. You want them before we decide to sell them and use it toward the estate? See, what they're doing is trying to get every cash dollar they can get to hold it, because it's going to cost a lot to keep them security guards there, keep that private lock key place that they got her in, to keep all them private foods and all this special going out. All that thing costs money. Oh, they're going to milk her dry. That's what they're trying to do. And it's just sad. I just think it's a sad day in America when anybody can just take over and say, Tanya, you're going to X, Y, and Z, and your family, we're not going to tell them. It's like, wait, what? How are you not going to tell my family? They can only visit when I say, I give clearance. Who the heck is she to give clearance on anybody seeing anybody? I can't understand the conservatorship. It boggles my mind, So just think about that. If your family has dementia, you better make good plans, because sounds like anybody can roll in and be like, just milk them dry. Because, by the way, that's what all the nursing homes are doing. I'm just saying, did I tell it? Oh, my bad. That's what they're doing. They're going to milk them dry. So when you take your mom and dad, personally, my mama stayed at this house, at our house, till the very last minute. Trust me, my brother did a good job of taking care of her till the day she passed. And the only reason why she ever left the house was when she had a minor stroke, had to go to rehab. And I told them, she'll be back home. I'm just letting you know. She ain't staying here, but that's not going to happen. And it didn't, because you just don't, for me, I just can't see putting my mother and that's my forever mom. I wouldn't put none of my moms in nobody's nursing home for nothing in 2025. There's no way. You couldn't pay me $1 million. There is no, See, now I trained in health assistant in the 80s, I think I did 81 to 83. I did, there's a place in Yorktown called Bosie's, and I trained to be a health assistant. And then I decided not to go farther for LPN and RN because I had to give needles, and y'all know how I feel about needles. Sister runs away from them. So that didn't work out for me, but I got 1,000 hours in. My first training was in nursing homes, some of the best in Westchester. So that I consider myself the last of the good Mohegans when it comes to health assistants who really love what they, making the bed and making a coin bounce off the bed and to making sure you're clean and playing with checking my motor skills of my geriatric guests. That's what they called it back then. Yeah, I forgot what they call it now. I forgot. I call it geriatric, but it's geriology or something. But I don't know what they call it now. But back then it was called geriatric unit. And they love me. You know what I'm saying? They love me, but I was the last of the Mohicans. I treat you as if you were my mama. That's how I treat all. I had one patient who thought I was like a slave from the 1800s. Like she was that old, and she was that her memory was that all the way back there. Could you go and fetch me that thing there like that? But I was like, sure, I'll go get it for you. Because even if I tried to explain to her where she's at, she ain't gonna know. So I didn't take it personal or trip on it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how you have to be. But these nurses today, not nurses, but the health assistants today, they don't even want to do a bedpan. They don't want to, they don't want to do your hair. They don't want to do nothing. And I don't blame them in a way. They're not getting paid, but I didn't do it for pay. I did it because I love taking care of seniors. And I knew if I was on watch, they good. You know, just like when I watch children, you're good. You don't have to worry about, they might fall and hit the knee or something, but that's about all that's going down. They're not getting bullied. They're not getting beat up. They're not being taken hostage. None of that stuff is happening on my watch. So that's why I love doing it. But that's not why people do it today. They do it for the dollar, and the dollar makes a different thing. Like, that's not my job. I'm not doing that. That's where it becomes. So I personally would not put there's no way I put my parent in a dementia home or in a nursing home. I absolutely would not. Absolutely would not. Because of the fact that I know people they're just different. You know, people are just mean. They're nasty and they're mean. They don't care about you. And you know, you have a few left, but very few. I've been around to nursing homes. I'm sorry. They all get an F for me. I'm just saying they get an F. So poor Wendy. And she said she's around people that are like 80, older. She didn't say how old, but they're very old. You know, she's at some kind of senior living place. And I get that, but I think they should make dementia units. Okay, if that's the case, we'll make them for people that are on their 50s and 60s, so that at least when they are in their good memory, that there's something going on that's inclusive and makes them feel like they're still alive. But of course, you're going to dwindle away if you're around 100-year-old people who are just like all day. Of course, you're going to dwindle because you have nothing to stimulate your mind, you know. And she's being in a room, she said, probably 24 hours a day. She's in a room, locked window, one window. That's it, and a TV. That's all she does, which is, who does that? I thought, what happened to activities? Because I know I had to do activities. You know, I couldn't let you sit in your room for 8 hours. Are you kidding? I had to come bring you out and exercise you, which I would do with activities that they play together, you know, passing the ball around, if they were in wheelchairs, whatever it is I could come up with, you know. But you can't be just sitting around doing nothing. Oh, no. We'd be journaling. If you can write, I'll have you journal. You know, whatever it is you can do, I'm going to try to figure out what that is. But sitting around and doing nothing, every human being knows. Ask the guys in jail, what does solitude confinement do to you? Drives you insane. And so whoever's doing this, that's what they're trying to do, I believe. And we pray for Wendy. That's all I can say. And I'll get out of here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I kept you so long. I appreciate you for just listening today. It doesn't mean much, but if you're going to gossip, do gossip the heels, and please let them free. Wow, girl, Wendy, man, it's just crazy. I just don't free Wendy. Okay. Make sure you do a hashtag. All right, guys. Make sure you do a hashtag, and I will see you next week. I'm trying to think who my guest is next week. Give me a second. I'll get it up there. Yeah, in the meantime, be kind to each other. I see tomorrow's your biggest day. I will not be watching, but good luck to those who will be. Good luck on that. Oh, yeah, I have a comedian on tomorrow. Derek Irvin is on next Sunday. Okay, comedian. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, Derek Irvin. All right, so make sure you check us out, and I appreciate you. We'll talk soon. Okay, and thank you, Vingesh. I see you over there. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah. Okay, guys. So just check it out. And like, share, and subscribe. I'll be back to my usual scheduling next week. All right. And until the meantime, you guys be well. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to get there. Here we go. Bye.